Hey everybody, it's Moonbow here, and welcome back to some more Endless Scrap Mechanic. In today's video, we are revisiting the tropical island, and I've built a really cool sunken ship. So this was something suggested by you guys, and I had so much fun making this one that I am actually going to be adding a little bit more to this little world here in this video, as well as going through this really cool sunken ship and what it has to offer, and talking a little bit more about the future of the tropical island world. So how about we kind of hover our way over to this really nifty sunken ship. Oh, okay, that's not good. Alright, so here is the sunken ship. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The water makes it look really cool. You can even see the water slowly dipping and rising. It looks fantastic. I'm really happy with the way this ship turned out as well, and I gotta say guys, not only is it really cool sunken here, but I have a little treat for you guys. This ship does actually work as well. Not this one here, but I will show you guys that later. And not only that, but I am really loving this little kind of underwater environment, and I have a few ideas up my sleeve in regards to underwater things. So you can see though, we do have this really cool sunken ship, but when you go underneath the water, you can actually see that there's quite a bit going on down here. And this is where I started to have a lot of fun and a little bit of creativity in this build. So let's kind of get rid of that lift here. So you can see I actually added some really cool kind of rotating fish here. They rotate at different speeds, so it kind of gives it this really cool spiraling effect. And I used the invisible blocks, so I guess you can see them ever so slightly, but no matter what, I think it looks really cool. You can see the fish when they make a full 360, they don't disappear at all, so really happy with that. And of course, what I ended up doing was taking this invisible block line here and hiding a couple little electric motors in the rocks right here. So this is just more rock formations, of course. You can see I have a few of them kind of laid around the back end here. You can see I made some really cool little seaweed pieces using the mod pack surface panels, so that's a pretty nifty thing actually. And it's kind of funny, you can see that there is the particle effect of the little like dust balls, and I find it actually kind of makes it look like there's bubbles in here, which is kind of neat. So let's make our way back over here and mention one thing, guys. Look at this. Okay, hold on. Stop the music. Look at this. I tried to make a skull. It ended up looking so bad that I was trying to use the rocks. I'm gonna ditch the rocks, guys, okay? I'm gonna make Skull Mountain thing and Scrap Mechanic Tropical Island, but it's not gonna look as derpy as this. That's all I gotta say. So I'm gonna delete that. Maybe you guys might have some suggestions on how I should build a huge Skull Mountain. I'm not too sure yet, but let me know. So let's get on with this here, guys. Let's go and check out this really nifty looking sunken ship. So you can see here we actually have one way of getting in, which is right here, kind of like a huge hole on the side of the ship. But I also added a little kind of secret rock right here that you can hop up onto and get onto the top of the ship that way. So I definitely tried my best to make it look as sunken as possible. You can see it's pretty decrepit. There's a whole bunch of pieces missing and stuff, and there's some barnacles growing all over it as well, and yeah, this is definitely broken. You know what, actually, I just realized something. These should probably kind of have a little bit of a rusty effect here, actually. You know what, there we go. These are definitely getting rusty. I can't believe I didn't think to make the metal rusty. So you can see this is kind of like just a relatively simple ship, but definitely gets the job done for a sunken one. So you can see there's some growth in here of some sort, as well as some more barnacles. And this would be kind of like the captain's back area here. But you can see it's all kind of broken as well back here. The door has been torn open. So the weather has definitely treated it pretty badly. It has a second level here with some destroyed stairs that leads you up to this top little area here, and this is actually where the steering wheel is on the working ship, which I'll be showing you guys soon enough. So I really enjoyed the masts. I ended up using some of the mod pack here to kind of create this kind of seaweedy looking effect, which I think really enhanced the entire design of this sunken ship. Definitely something that's really nifty. So how about we make our way down here into the bottom of the ship? So I definitely kept this relatively simple. There's not much here, and I don't think I'm going to necessarily add anything because it's a sunken ship. I'm sure it's been here for hundreds of years, but one thing that did remain is the treasure chest. And what is inside? Oh, it's, well, okay, it's actually lights. Okay, I was gonna say it's solid gold, but, I mean, it's lights in the end. But you can see that really makes a cool effect. So you can actually just shut it and the lights will turn off, and you open it back up again, and the gold is just so shiny. Even though we are underwater, and we don't really see the water, and this is Scrap Mechanic, we're gonna pretend that that is some really cool gold in that treasure chest. So overall though, this is a really cool sunken ship. I'm really excited to show you guys the working ship, but before I do that, I actually wanted to make a shark that does something very similar like this. So you know what, guys, we're gonna throw in a little time lapse in this video. I'm gonna design a little shark that can go on a little turning style like that. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so we have our shark, but now we're definitely going to have to do one more thing, and that is make it kind of move around. So you know what, I'm going to make it just at the right height to fit above the water there, so let's do that. Alright, there we go. We have one scary looking shark fin sticking out, doing some laps around here. And it might be a little bit higher than it needs to be, but I'm kind of happy that it sticks out as much as it does, but I might end up changing that after. But that's really cool. Definitely something kind of creative in this style of build in the water world here, basically. So now we got some sharks and some cool fish, as well as the sunken ship. But remember, I was mentioning that the ship isn't necessarily sunken, so how about we check out the functioning one? Ooh, shark. Alright, so here we are on the functioning and sailing again sunken ship. So as you can see, it doesn't have any sails or anything yet. I think I might add some sail. You know what? I'm gonna add some sails real fast. Alright, the sails. I can't see anything. It was a bad idea, bad idea. Alright, back to where we were. So here we are. This is the hover ship. As you can see, it's not extremely fast or anything, but it does get around. So I basically actually built this hover ship first, and then ended up kind of destroying it and turning it into a really cool sunken ship over there. Oh man, look at that skull mountain. You know what? From far away, it doesn't actually look that bad when you think about it. Maybe it's because I was so close to it. I don't know. Let me know in the comment, guys. Should I keep going with that skull mountain, or should I try something different? Oh man, I'm torn up about it. So this is a really cool hovering ship, though, because as you can see right behind me there is a rudder, and that is the rudder that actually controls the turning. So you can see I can throw this ship around and flip it to its side. You know what? I gotta fix the turning. Alright, so there we have it, guys. I fixed the turning. It's a lot better now than it was before. So as I was saying, this thing is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun destroying it to turn it into the sunken ship that it is over there. And it actually looks really cool to approach that island from here. Look at the sunken ship off in the distance there. I'm really happy with the way this turned out, actually. I definitely want to know what you guys think about this entire build as well, and if there's anything you think I could do to improve on it. So this is a really cool hovering ship, though. You can actually kind of just let it stop right here like this. And one of my favorite things about hover creations, actually, is the fact that you can kind of just let it kind of settle down and start bobbing around a little bit like a hover creation would. And once it finally settles down... Alright, so there we go. So this is a really cool hovering ship, though. You can actually just kind of walk around on it. And that's one of my favorite parts of hover creations, is the fact that you can just get off of them and pretend like nothing is going on, and also pretending that there is no water flooding your ship. Oh man, I think we're sinking actually. I think I know what happened to that other ship. I can't even get out of here. Uh-oh, this is not good. I think I know what happened to that other ship. I think they tried to look at the inside of it. Alright, there we go. I think I can... Nope. Nope. There we go. Okay, I just get in the seat. Alright, there we go. So there you go, guys. That is the really cool sunken ship, as well as a hovering ship, and I mean, a little bit of an ecosystem. I know you guys have suggested things like the barrier, or like not a barrier reef, but like a reef of some sort with a glass bottom boat. I have another idea as far as creating a really cool underwater scene goes as well. Maybe with like some submersible stuff. I don't know. That was a hard thing to say. Jeez. But there you go, guys. That is a really cool tropical island build. Hope you guys also check out all of the other parts to this really nifty build, the tropical island here, as well as the volcano and all sorts of other neat stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys, to Endless Scrap Mechanic. I really hope you did enjoy this video and this build, and if you did, then please make sure you hit that like button, and it'll let me know that you want more Endless Scrap Mechanic. And if you haven't already signed up for Endless Scrap Mechanic, then you might as well hit that subscribe button, because that is what is going on here on the channel. We got Endless Scrap Mechanic. So again, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I will be seeing you in the next one, so bye for now.